What is up? I'm back. I don't upload videos frequently, but I'm trying to get that fixed. I'd like to upload more, but this is a unique occasion. I'm going to be demoing a mod that I have made for Fallout 3. I've been working real hard on it the past couple days, and I think it's about time that I get a video out of it so that people that look at it on the Nexus have something visual in front of them. It's not a screenshot that shows how it works. So what it is, I added Eddie, the iBot Duraframe E model from Fallout New Vegas to Fallout 3, and the way he works is you do need New Vegas. Now, when I say you need New Vegas, you need it installed on your computer. You don't have to move anything over. I've handled all that moving of files in the mod folder. You don't have to move anything. Just install them to your Fallout game. You don't need to move files. Just make sure you have New Vegas. If not, he'll be ugly and gross and doesn't function near the way he's supposed to. So make sure you have New Vegas. I cannot stress that enough. If you don't have New Vegas, he won't work. And if you don't have New Vegas, go get it, because even though it's not my favorite, it's still a great Fallout. So without further ado, let me show you Eddie. Now, I've been constantly playtesting him, so, and by the way, your video didn't freeze, my screen did. I've been constantly playtesting him, so he is already going to have all of his dialogue options exhausted, but they'll still all work just fine. I'll show you how he works. He's really simple. He does have a couple unique things about him that none of the other followers do. And I'm over encumbered, so here's Eddie. Now, you can see, we'll start with visuals. What is here? He uses his Fallout New Vegas texture. Now, the reason Eddie is lore friendly to Fallout 3 is because he was originally developed by the Enclave at Adams Air Force Base in the Capital Wasteland. And he left just before the events of Fallout 3 happened, so he didn't look like all this. This is all what happened to him between the Capital Wasteland and the Mojave. He got shot, he got beat up, he got damaged. So there is another version on the Nexus of Eddie with a newer texture. And that's actually the texture that he gets in New Vegas after the Brotherhood upgrades his armor, but he looks like a new iBot. So if you want to be more time period accurate and lore friendly, that would be the version to go with. But I like Eddie's traditional, honor student Coke can and license plate armor, so I keep this version of the game. I continue to use it because I think it makes him look more unique. So that's how he works visually. And just make sure you don't have both versions installed. You either have the clean variant or the original. Don't have them both installed. You get some really weird texture bugs. Let me show you how he works. So that's what he says for everything in New Vegas and right now. I plan on changing that. Don't worry. It's difficult. It's really easy. I just been trying to get everything in. So we'll hit on this option here in a minute. I'm going to go through the rest of the list though. His tactics interface. So you click on that. All unique sounds from New Vegas. I'm still working on prioritizing this list so that stuff appears in the right order, but you can obviously leave from this chat menu, or you can set his following distance to, gosh dang it, to medium, far, or close. The reason that is because I like my companions to follow a closer distance. Somebody who commented on the mod liked them the far distance. So I'm like, well, I can try to make that work, and I'm sure there's people that want him in between, so he's by default set to close just because I really didn't want to go back and re-script him to start at a different distance. But then you can come into this menu and change how far he follows you from. So that's the tactics menu. Companion, you can open his inventory and give him a ton of stuff, and I've already loaded myself down with a bunch of power armor just to show you about how much he can carry. So we'll give him two. Whoops, that was my power armor. So he can carry quite a bit. I mean, I've loaded him down with quite a lot of stuff. So that's that. Follow protocol. That just means he'll follow you, and if you activate this one, he'll wait, and I'll explain that here in a minute. And he goes, and he's sandboxing, but he's not sandboxing through his fired package. He's sandboxing through his waiting package because I didn't want him to just stand there and be stupid and not do anything. So he does move and wander around. I plan on buffing his distances sometime in the future. So that's that. When you open up this menu, you'll have two options. And again, you just saw you lost his perk. I'll explain how that works in a minute. You can reinitiate his companion, his follow protocol, or you can end it. If you fire him here, you will get that message again. You didn't have it to begin with. You lost it when he wasn't following you. That's how it works. If he's not following you, you don't have it. I just have that there as a... because if I don't, then when you fire him, you won't lose the perk. So we'll go ahead, hire him back. You gain the enhanced sensors perk. In Fallout New Vegas, the enhanced sensors perk increased your detection radius and allowed you to hit cloaked enemies in vats. You could find them in you could target them in vats. There are no cloaked enemies in Fallout 3. I mean, there are very few though. Whereas in New Vegas, you had the night cannon. That was like that was the point of it. So, while Eddie is your companion, your perception is greatly increased due to his powerful sensor modules, and your critical hit chance is also increased by 25%. This is the closest I could get to enhanced sensors and balanced. And it's still being balanced as I play and think, well, maybe I could have more, maybe I could have less. I'm still playing around with it. Your perception, it increases your perception points by 3. So if you have 7 when you hire Eddie and he's following you actively, you'll have 10. Simple as that. It's really easy to understand. And as you saw when you fire him or you tell him to wait, you lose those perks. That way it encourages you that you can't just... I did it on the wait so that way when he's following you, you can't just tell him to wait and then have the benefits of his perk and go use it without him. So that's that. That's one of the unique things that Eddie does that none of the other followers do in this game, because he did it in New Vegas and I wanted him to do it in this game. So you saw that end protocol. I forgot to make note. You'll see this in most of the menus that have separate topics. That just brings you back to the greeting. In case you clicked on that option by accident, you don't have to leave and then talk to them again. So I think that covers everything here except for the radio receivers. The thing about iBots is they were designed to be mobile radio transmitters. They blast Enclave propaganda all over the wasteland. So, in order to incorporate something similar to that with Eddie, you've got his radio receiver's control panel that you can configure, and he makes beeping sounds. Woo! And from here, you can do one of 4, technically 6 things. You can activate or deactivate Galaxy News, or you can activate or deactivate Enclave Radio. When you activate Galaxy News, if you have Enclave Radio on, activating Galaxy News will turn it off and turn Galaxy News on automatically. You don't have to worry about doing it yourself. I'm not going to demo this because Eden is dead in my game, so none of the iBots in the game display the Enclave Radio anymore, but I have play tested it. It's been play tested by a very close friend of mine, and he says it works no problem, everything functions properly. So I can't demo this, but I assure you it works. But I will show you, I've got Galaxy News Radio playing right now. That's not my pip port, that's Eddie, and you'll see when I click this, no more music. So that's how that works. And you go back into radio receivers, activate it, and you have to log off first. It doesn't take place until you leave this chat. Ignore that, somebody just left the chat room. The change doesn't take place until you leave this menu, but when you log off,
or in the division, we shall see our release from the pain and hardships of this.
maybe, might be a lull in my Galaxy News. There it is.
Yea, your suffering shall exist no longer. It shall be washed
This
away
function
and
is still really early in bug fixes. Right now, they don't work indoors. I don't know why. I can't get them to broadcast radio indoors though.
Three Dog.
So
All you need to know.
I'm
We
still working
interrupt
on
our
that.
regularly scheduled program
But
for some news.
they do work outside.
Got some great news out of the town of Megaton.
So
Turns out the
that's
live
that.
atomic bomb in the town
And I
center
can't
has
hear
finally
myself
been
think, so I'm going to turn it off
desexed
real
for
quick
good.
because
The
I'm
town
trying to
sheriff,
talk at a
one
reasonable
Lucas
volume because
Sims,
it's 1:30 in the morning here, and I don't want to wake people up, but
to disarm the nasty nuke, and the kid delivered.
boom, radio's off. So that's how that works. I do plan on, and this is a really difficult process, he's in alpha version 6.1 right now, 6.1 alpha, so he's still really early in production. We do plan on adding several other functions to him, like the ability to heal you once a day, and one that's going to be real tough is getting him to workbench. We're trying to get it to where you activate a text option, and Eddie will open up a workbench menu that allows you to craft schematic weapons. So that is still early on in development. I've got somebody working all the time on pulling a script out of his butt that'll make it work. So be patient. It is something we are working on, and it's definitely something I want to see in the mod that would be really neat, because he could do it in New Vegas if you have the Lonesome Road. He could craft you ammo and food and stuff. So that's a future thing. But right now, I'm just trying to get him in and put small things in and iron the bugs out of those first, and then from there keep going once I see less bugs coming out. So I'll post the link to Eddie in the description. You can go download him. I hope this video encouraged you to download him. He's a really neat follower, and it's cool to see him in Fallout New Vegas. He was my favorite Fallout 3. He was my favorite New Vegas companion. So that would be that for Eddie. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this and learn how he works. I needed something to show how he works other than pictures. So hope you go download him and give me an endorsement, or at least a download and comment on what you think, either on the Nexus or on the video's comment page, and I'll do my best to indulge your comments. Thanks for watching, and I hope you take Eddie on some good adventures. See you next time.